Hey guys, welcome back to the Culer podcast. Welcome to another video. Guys, before we get started on today's Barcelona news roundup, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. All the links are posted down below in the description. Make sure to check us all out on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok. Everything's at Culer Podcast. Just go over there and follow us. But guys, let's get started on today's Barcelona news roundup. We're going to be talking about Joao Felix. Exclusive report from Fabrizio Romano. Joao Felix statement on his future. I'd love to play for Barcelona, for Barca. Barcelona has always been my first choice, and I love to join Barca. It was always my dream since I was a kid. If it happens, it will be a dream come true for me. Just some more reports on the Barcelona news. Breaking. Atletico Madrid have given Joao Felix approval to join FC Barcelona on a loan deal. Everything can be completed this week. This is reported by Manu Sainz. Just a little bit more information on the Barcelona news story, on the Joao Felix news story. Just in, Atletico Madrid have expressed their interest in signing Ferran Torres and Frank Kessie. They could be included in a swap deal with Joao Felix, reports Sport, pending further confirmation. Now, guys, I just gave you a lot of information. And so let's first talk about, can this deal happen? And then I'm going to be giving you my opinion on the deal so far. Can this deal happen? Well, we know Barcelona, they have a very small FFP margin. We don't have tons of money to splash around and everything. And so the players that we do sign, we do need them be of use for the squad. Now, Barcelona cannot afford just buy Joao Felix because his price for Atletico Madrid is a lot of money. Atletico Madrid, they bought Joao Felix for I believe it was like 100 mil plus or something crazy like that. They bought him for an extremely crazy price, and he didn't do that well at Atletico Madrid. And then he was sent on loan, I believe, for like a 10 million, 11 or 12 million fee to Chelsea, which he didn't do that well either. And so since Barcelona cannot just straight outright buy Joao Felix for that crazy price, they're looking for a loan deal. A loan deal with an option to buy is one of the options, or if not, a possible swap deal, because Atletico Madrid, they are interested in Ferran Torres and Kessie. So could we see a potential swap deal? We see Joao Felix come to Barcelona, and we send Frank Kessie or Ferran Torres the other way. Now those are the two options basically: a loan deal with an option to buy, or a swap deal. I think a swap deal is more likely, just because like I don't see Barcelona paying tons of money for Joao Felix, because if we do get that loan with an option to buy, Barcelona's gonna have to pay a lot of money, which we just don't have. Now, my opinions on the Joao Felix signing. Now, I know a lot of Barcelona fans are excited about Joao Felix. However, I am not. I personally don't rate Joao Felix. I think this would be a poor signing. Joao Felix, he plays as a 10. He's very similar to Griezmann. They play in the same role. He's not an out and out winger, and he's not an out and out striker. So he has to play in that cam position, sort of that Griezmann role, that 10. And so, can he fit at Barcelona? I don't think so. I don't think so. That role in Barcelona does not exist. And if he does come, he would be just another Griezmann. He would be under the same circumstances, and I believe if he does come, he would flop. It was that simple, just because his role doesn't exist in modern day football. And secondly, I don't even think he has the quality to play for Barcelona. A player who flopped at Atletico Madrid and who flopped at Chelsea. I'm sorry. I don't want Barcelona to go anywhere near Joao Felix. As much as a talented player he is, I just don't think that he's going to work at Barcelona. However, I know a lot of people are excited about Joao Felix, and they would love to see him wear the Blaugrana jersey. However, I am not one of those fans. But guys, I want to know your opinions on Joao Felix. Are you guys excited to see him possibly join Barcelona, or are you guys on my side of the camp and just say, hey, we do not want him anywhere near the club? And something that I also haven't mentioned is, like, for example, even if we get Joao Felix on a loan, that we're wasting precious space in the wage bill for a player who I don't even think is going to work at the club. A player who is surplus to requirements. We need a right back. We need a right back, and we need a left winger. And we need a proper CDM replacement for next season. Why are we bringing Joao Felix, who can take up space in that wage bill? That's another point that I wanted to mention. But guys, Next piece of news that we are going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about Raphinha. We were going to talk about him. Breaking: Raphinha is a top target for Manchester City if Riyad Mahrez leaves the club. The interest is concrete. Now, guys, just reported by David Ornstein. Let me just pull it up real quick, guys. David Ornstein has reported he's he's a reliable journalist that Riyad Mahrez is set to be going to Saudi Arabia. David Ornstein. Well, why can't I pull it up? Just guys, give me 1 second. My apologies. Raphinha. And so, where is it at? Where is it? I just saw it. Well, okay, guys. David Ornstein, right here. I just found it. Let me share my screen real quick. Right here. Al Hili. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing it right. Have reached total agreement with Manchester City to sign Riyad Mahrez in a deal worth 30 million plus 5 million on add-ons. 32-year-old Algerian international set to have medical on Thursday before signing a 3-year contract plus additional fourth. This is reported in the Athletic, and so it does seem that Riyad Mahrez is going to be leaving Manchester City. A fantastic player who has been a great servant for Manchester City. He's going to be leaving Manchester City. And so Manchester City, they are looking for a replacement. And their number one target to replace Riyad Mahrez is Raphinha. And I'm just saying, guys, would you guys be open to selling Raphinha? We do know that Raphinha wants to stay. And reported by Javi Miguel, breaking: Raphinha is non-transferable. FC Barcelona have decided that he will stay at the club. Xavi wants him 100% in the team next season. However, if Manchester City they do come knocking, would Barcelona be open to sell if a big offer comes? By the way, and what does this mean for Dembele? Because if Pep Guardiola sees something in Raphinha, and instead of paying 50 million for Dembele, he wants Raphinha, and he wants to pay a little bit more. What does that mean about Dembele? Like, wouldn't we want to be starting Raphinha or keeping him, and then letting go of Ousmane Dembele? And this is just mentioned. I'm just throwing that point out there. Just however, I don't see Rafinha leaving, even if Manchester City come calling, just because Rafinha he does want to stay at the club. However, another point that another angle that I want to come into this whole Rafinha situation is what happens if we do a swap deal. What happened, because we know how much Xavi and Laporta they want Bernardo Silva, the Bernardo Silva is Xavi's like number one target. He wants him so badly, and Porta even said, like we mentioned it, how he's turned on by Bernardo Silva. Could we see a potential swap deal? Could we see Raphinha head to Manchester City and Bernardo Silva come to Barcelona? Because then that is very viable. Because we know how Bernardo Silva is way too expensive. Barcelona can't afford him, even with a loan with an option to buy. And since Riyad Mahrez is leaving, that could work, a potential swap deal. And so I ask you guys, would you guys be in favor of a swap deal, Rafinha for Bernardo Silva? Let me know down below in the comments. But guys, final piece of news: Oriol Romeu has been officially announced as a Barcelona player. He is going to be traveling with Barcelona to the US, as you guys can see right here. Romeo returns to Barcelona after starting his career in La Masia 19 years ago. Contract until June 2026. Document signed with Girona. Release clause into contract. 400 million officially confirmed. And something that we haven't mentioned is that Barcelona will only pay basically 3.5 million euros a transfer fee for Oriol Romeu in installments. This is very, very good. This is a transfer fee now and not a release clause, as Barcelona are paying 3.4 million of it, and the rest that is interest, and it's being paid by Romeu himself from the salary that he will get at Barcelona. The total will reach around 4.5 million. Romeu and his agent Magic Diaz have given up part of their salary and some commissions to fulfill his dream of returning to Barcelona. That's a very class act from Romeu. I applaud you because you didn't have to do that, but I'm pretty sure that million or so, it's very vital for Barcelona, as we are working with very limited space in the wage bill. And so Oriol Romeu has been announced. What are your guys' expectations on Oriol Romeu? Do you guys think that he'll be successful at Barcelona? But guys, that was it for our Barcelona news roundup. We talked about Joao Felix. We talked about Raphinha heading possibly to Manchester City and a possible swap deal. Bernardo Silva for Raphinha. And then lastly, we talked about Oriol Romeu's official announcement as a Barcelona player. Guys, let me know down below your thoughts on each of the topics discussed. Do you guys want to see Joao Felix in Barcelona? Are you guys in favor of Bernardo Silva coming to Barcelona? That means Raphinha is going to be heading to Manchester City. And lastly, what are your expectations for Romeo? But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's Barcelona news roundup. And as always, guys, remember, like, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you guys all in the next